ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीराम जय जय राम। 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 जय जय राम। जय जय राम। ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्राय नमः। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। ॐ श्रीहनुमते नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे। ॐ श्री तुलसीदासाय नमः। Hari Om, a warm welcome. Jalandhara was killed. His wife cursed Hari, saying, "You will also suffer. You will be separated from your consort and you will also suffer." Karke she gave shapa. Then what happened? We will see the 124th chaupai. तासु श्रापहरिदीन प्रमाना कौतुक निधि कृपाल भगवाना तहाँ जलंधर रावण भयऊ, रनहति राम परम पद दयऊ, एक जन्म कर कारण एक एहा, जेहि लगी राम धरी नर देहा, प्रति अवतार कथा प्रभु केरी, सुनु मुनि बरनी कबि न घनेरी, नारद श्राप दीन एक बारा, कल्प एक तेहि लगी अवतारा, गिरिजा चकित भई सुनि बानी, नारद विष्णु भगत पुनि ज्ञानी, कारण कवन श्राप मुनि दीन्हा, खा अपराध रमापति कीन्हा, यह प्रसंग मोहि कहूँ पुरारी, मुनि मन मोह आचरज भारी, बोले बिहसी महेश तब, ज्ञानी मूढ़न कोई, जेहि जस रघुपति करहि जब, सो तस तेहि छन होई, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भय सब संतन की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. There is one sorta also, we will read that. कहूँ राम गुण गाथ, भरद्वाज सादर सुनहूँ, भव भंजन रघुनाथ, भजु तुलसी तजि मान मद. हरि, नारायण, विष्णु, भगवान, तासु शाप हरि दीन प्रमाना. He accepted her shapa. Why? He has done. See, technically speaking, even though Bhagavan, if he has done something for good only, he had to use chala to kill Jalandhara, and he is invincible otherwise. And you also will see that in Ramayana, Vali, Rama kills him from behind, shooting an arrow. There also we will explain a few more ideas about that. So even though it is for a good thing, wrong is a wrong. So he accepted. Tasu shapa hari dina pramana. He accepted. Kautukanidhi kripala bhagavana. Kripala, compassionate Bhagavan, who is very sportive also. Why sportive? Because he accepts. Everything is his leela only, you see. So naturally it is sportively he accepted. Taha Jalandhara Ravana Bhayavu. Now what happened? It was that Jalandhara who has taken birth as Ravana, and Ranahati Rama. Rama in the Rana, in the battlefield, Hati, he killed him. Paramapada Dayavu, he killed Ravana and gave him the supreme abode. That is the glory of Bhagavan, you see. It is not like people. He killed him, and in the what did he do? He gave him the supreme abode. Why? Because Ravana deserved it also. One occasion he had made some mistake, it is okay, but he gave him, he paid a price for it, no doubt. He paid a very big price for it, but then he gave him the supreme final abode. That is, they call it beatitude. That is nothing but self-realization. He gave him that. Eka janam kar karana eka. Please note, so many avatars, what are all the avatars he has taken? That was a question. So, brisk answer is being given. I told you about that index. Eka janam kar karana eha, jehi lagi ram dhari naradeha. In one particular birth, in one particular birth, in the sense, in one of the kalpas, in one of the avatars, Bhagavan Sri Rama, Jehi lagi Rama dhari naradeha, he took the form of a human being as Rama. Prati avatar katha prabhu keri, Sunumuni Barani Kabina Ghaneri. You remember, no? Yajnavalkya Rishi was talking to Bharadwaja Rishi, and Shiva heard everything, and from there he is narrating that story to Parvati ji. Prati Avatara Katha Prabhu Keri, the story of each birth of the Bhagavan. You listen. Who says, just to keep us on track, he says, Sunu Muni. Arey, where did Muni come from? We should not think. We should know that this is a excerpt from there. From whom? Yajnavalkya Rishi tells Bharadwaja Muni, Suni Muni, Bharani Kabina Ghaneri. I will tell you everything what all the great poets have written. नारद श्राप दीन एक बारा कल्प एक ते ही लगी अवतारा. At one occasion, एक बार, at one occasion, Narada श्राप दीन. Narada gave a curse to Bhagavan himself. Kalpa ek te hi lagi avatara. He gave shapa to Narayana himself, and what he said, you will also take a birth in the particular kalpa. Again, now all those stories will come, we will see. At that, listening to this, now Shivaji is speaking to Girija. Girija chakita bhai sunibani. Girija was astounded. What? Narada, a bhakta giving curse to Bhagavan, his own beloved Devata, Narayana. How can it happen? Narada, Vishnu Bhagata. Narada is Vishnu's Bhakta. Puni Jnani, he is also a very learned, wise person. How can he give shapa to his own Bhagavan? Karana Kavana Shapa Munidina. Karana Kavana. What is the purpose for which Muni Shapadina he gave curse? Ka aparadha Ramapati kina. What aparadha Ramapati would have done? It appears very funny. But then Sitaji was very astounded. How can Bhagavan do a mistake? What aparadha did he do, Ramapati? Ramapati means the one who is Narayana, Lakshmi's consort. Yaha prasanga mohi kahe hu purari. He Purari, he Shiva, yaha prasanga, this particular prasanga, mohi kahe hu. Please tell me, I want to know. Muni mana mohi acharaja bhari. Bhari acharaja, it is very strange. How can a sage, a rishi, a jnani, can fall prey to delusion and give shapa to Bhagavan himself? Bole bihasi mahesa taba. Then the Lord Shiva, Mahesha, bole bihasi. He laughed, he smiled, and then he said, Jnani mudhan koi. Amazing statement. All of us, every single one of us, including the speaker, listen carefully, listen carefully, listen carefully, listen carefully, listen carefully. What? Jnani mudha na koi. I am sure you will be wondering. Shivaji says, there is no one called enlightened and there is no one called deluded. What a statement. He says there is nobody who is deluded, and all of us, what do we think? All of us are samsari. We are all deluded. We are papis. Therefore, we have taken birth in this earth and we are struggling. Bhagavane, please protect me. Take me away from this. I am suffering, struggling, etc., etc. And And when they grow up and then they become purer and purer, then become, more, what do you call it as introvert, and they want enlightenment. And some are enlightened soul. He is an enlightened soul. He is a deluded soul. Shivaji says, Jnani Mudha na koi. There is no one who is a Jnani, enlightened, or no one who is a Mudha. All are from one standpoint. That is a point. Keep this in mind, because lot of stutis that are going to come will explain this very beautifully. जेहि जस रघुपति करहि जब सो तस तेहि जन होई तेहि जन होई. Whatever Bhagavan Raghupati decides, that alone will happen at that particular moment, at all moments of time. He decides. That is why in the Shastra it is said, Tasya vina trinamapi na chalati. Without his permission, not even a blade of grass can shake. That is why surrender anyatha sharanam nasti. That is why. Kahau Rama gunagath Bharadvaja sadara sunahu. Yajnavalkya ji now says, Kahau Rama gunagath. I am going to recount, I am going to tell you, I am going to explain, I am going to narrate. What? Rama guna. The virtues of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji. O Bharadvaja, listen carefully. Sadara sunahu. This sadara sunahu will repeat several times. Why? Because we never listen, we only hear. What is hearing? When the cross ventilation is open and does not disturb anything in between. That is called hearing. Listening is when it goes inside and activates the intelligence to work and understand. That is why listening is very important. Hearing is not that important. They are not important at all. Why? Hearing has no value. It is only sound transmission without disturbance. Think, sunahu, sadara sunahu. Listen carefully. Bhavabhanjana raghunata bhajo. Renouncing all the pride. Taji manamada. Give up all your pride. Ahankara, all those things you give up, and then Bhavabhanjana Raghunatha Bhaju. Tulsi Dasi says, Tulsi Bhavabhanjana Raghunatha Bhaju. He is the one, Bhavabhanjana. He will remove that very illusion, delusion, and he will give you that supreme sthala. Now, again, I would like to make a small point for reference. Keep this in reference. There are 4 sects of people who are speaking about Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra Ji's Katha. One is Shivaji to Parvati. Right? Second, Yajnavalkya to Bharadvaja Muni. Third, Kakabushundi to Garuda. And fourth, Tulsidas Ji to all these saints, and we may add all those saints to all of us. Alright, this you never forget, because in between such thoughts will come. Then, this never happened, it never was told like that. Don't wonder. These 4, 5 you understand. Now, very interesting point. See, when Shivaji talks to Parvati ji, it is at the class, at the level of Devatas, celestial beings. Yajnavalkya Rishi, when he speaks to Bharadvaja Rishi, it is at the level of saints and sages, Munis and Jnanis. Alright. When Kakabushundi ji talks to Garuda, then it is the class of birds. See, Kakabushundi is crow. And Garuda is also a bird. So it is at the level of birds. And fourth one, Tulsidas ji to all the saints, and saints to all of us, is at the level of human beings. Alright, remember this. So all these sections At the celestial level, at the birds level, and at the rishi level, and at our human level, everybody talk the glory of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra Ji. So Ramchandra Ji indicates that supreme. And he is the most popular among everybody. Remember, 7,000 years plus 5,114th year he was born. January. Now it is 2024 April. Still, after 7,000 years, still we are talking about Ramchandra Ji. Naturally, how popular he must be, isn't it? Having said that, continuing. हिमगिरि गुहा एक अति पावनी बह समीप सुरसरी सुहावनी आश्रम परम पुनीत सुहावा देखि देव ऋषि मन अति भावा निरखि शैल सरि विपिन विभागा भयउ रमापति पद अनुरागा सुमिरत हरि शाप गति बाधी सहज बिमल मन लागी समाधि मुनि गति देखि सुरेश डेराना काम ही बोली की नसन माना सहित सहाय जाहु मम हेतु चले हर्षिय जलचर केतु सुनासी रमन महुअसि त्रासा चहत देव ऋषि मम पुरबासा जे कि मिले लुप जग माहि जे कामी लोलुप जग माहि कुटिल काकैव सब ही डेराहि सुख हाडले भाग सट स्वान निरखि मृगराज छीन ले जनि जान जड तिमि सुरपति हिन लाज सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Himagiri Guha Eka Ati Pavan. In the Himagiri, in the mountains, Himalayan mountains, there was a cave. Ati Pavana, very, 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 very sacred, very beautiful. How beautiful? Bahasamika Surasari Suhava. Bahasamipa meaning what? Very close by. Samipa. Surasari Suhavani. Surasari, Devi, Mata Ganga, she was flowing. Mata Ganga's flowing. God, you have to go and see. When I had the blessings of going to the Himalayas and seeing there, it was so difficult for me to get up and come. I was literally, they held my hand and pulled me. This is not just a story that was told, this is my pratyaksha anubhava. Bahasami pasura sari suhava, and Gangaji is so beautiful, Pavani Ganga. Ashrama parama punita suhava, dekhi deva rishi manati bhava. There was such a beautiful place which is so perfect for an ashram. Why? No disturbance at all. Absolutely no disturbance. And so wonderful. Himalaya Parvata, Surasari Ganga, Ashrama Parama Punita Sukhava. Very, very beautiful, very sacred. Dekhi Deva Rishi Manati Bhava. His mind was so uplifted looking at that particular place. Nirakhi Sailasari Bipina Bibhaga Bhayavu Ramapati Pada Anuraga. seeing that mountain, seeing that river, that forest areas around also. Forest area means what? All the greeneries and trees and plants. And then, Bhayav Ramapati Pada Anuraga. He felt so much of love towards Bhagavan because of his creation. Bhagavan is the creator naturally. And Pada Anuraga, he had the love for him just, poured out. See, it all depends on our own samskaras also, you see. When we say one boulder, one big stone, each one see it differently. A contractor will see that boulder, very perfect. I can break it into pieces and use it for foundation stone. Naturally, he's a contractor. Dhobi, what will he do? First class. My clothes will become perfectly clean when I wash on that stone. Dhobi, will he think about a construction? No, contractor will not think about it in that way. A Shilpi thinks differently. He sees Krishna in that boulder. He sees Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji in that boulder. All he has to do is remove the unwanted parts. See? A simple, one single thing. Each one looks up according to our own samskaras. Deva Rishi Narada looked at it as a beautiful creation of Bhagavan, and his love for Bhagavan came up. Guruji Swami Tejamayanji very beautifully says, if you go to Himalayas, there is one place where you have Jwalamukhi. Very hot spring is there. Somebody commented, I can start a tea stall here. Think. How beautiful is Bhagavan's creation, that cold climate, a Jwalamukhi to bring, solace to the people who are shivering. Jwalamukhi will give some solace. And this man is very keenly thinking, what about so many tourists are there? I can start a tea shop. I can also start a hotel. Each one's mind. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. And Devarishi Narada's mind was uplifted to Bhagavan. Why? He is a great soul. Devarishi. All the time thinking of Bhagavan. And then Sumirata Hari Shrapagati Badhi. He thought of Sri Hari and he broke his spell of curse. Actually, there was a curse on Naradji. Daksha is supposed to be Naradji's brother. This is said in Puranas. Daksha had given a shapa to Narada, you will never stay in one place, you will keep on roaming around, go. That is why we see Narada all the time roaming around. Some people are like Narada only even in our world. They cannot stay in one place, go on roaming. Even I was told, you are like one Narada, you will never stay in one place, because every 3 years I used to ask for a transfer and I used to keep on going to various places. New type of people, new culture, new atmosphere, I would enjoy. So I would keep on changing. So somebody, they commented, he is one Narada, he cannot stay in one place. Like that, I remember that also. Spell of curse. He had a curse by Daksha. But he sat down there in meditation, deep meditation, thinking about Bhagavan. And in fact, as though he is going to what do you call it as? Falsify that curse. Sahaja vimala mana lagi samadhi. Sahaja. Naturally, in such a pure, beautiful place, vimala mana lagi samadhi. Mind went into samadhi. Munigati deki suresa derana. Now the interesting part starts. Munigati dekhi, Munigati means that sthiti, samadhi sthiti of Muni, Devarishi Narada. Who saw that? Suresa, Sura Isha, Indra Devata. He got afraid. What? If he becomes so deep into it, and he will get a boon. And what if he comes and fights for my position. So Indra quite often has such interesting thoughts. Kama hi boli ki Kama hi boli ki nisanamana. Then immediately he called Kamadeva, and then he said, he received him. Kini Sanmana, he received him with all honor and everything. There is some procedure to receive each and every type of people. That was done. Sahita Sahaya Jahu Mama Hetu, for my sake, please do one help. Please help me. What? Chalevu Harashi. And he told him what all happened. Now that person is in Samadhi. I am scared about that. He will come and throw me out of this position. Therefore, you have to help me. All that he told. Chalevu Harashi Jalacharaketu. You know, this we see very much in our world. When you want to do something which will harm others, many people are happy about it. To disturb others, many people are happy. So, Chalevu Harashi, Kamadeva, it is like, Jala Charakhetu. Like fishes keep moving fast, happily. Harashi Chalevu, he went. Sunasira mahu asitrasa chahata devarshi mama purabasa. Indra thought. Indra thought for himself now. Within his mind he thought. He thought that this celestial sage will now want to occupy my seat. Now I am going to get him disturbed. How? A very interesting example he gives. Je kami lelupa jagi mahi. Those people who are very kami, lustful, and want to grab everything. Kutila kaka iva subahiderani. Kutila kaka. The crow's mind is like that, it seems. Kutila kaka. Like evil-minded crow. Now the next part is Suka hadalai bhaga satha swana nirakhi mrigaraja. When mrigaraja lion comes, Suka hadalai bhaga satha swana. Swana is what? Dog. Dog even takes the dry bone and runs away, thinking that Mrigaraja lion will come and take this bone away. Mrigaraja, why will he take a dry bone? He will, in fact, if he wants, he will eat the whole dog itself. Will he think of that dry bone? Is it not? But the dog thinks, what? Mrigaraja is coming. He will eat the dry bone. It will take the dry bone and run away. Like that, Indra thinks Narada will come and take away his position. Chinilai jani jana jada, fearing that he will take this one. Timi sura patihina laja. Indira too. The Indra Devata too became nalaja, shameless. He became so shamelessly, he thought that Narada will come and take his position. What a foolish thought, is it not? Tulsi, as he continues, Tehi ashrama hi madana jab gayavu nijamaya basanta niramayavu kusumita bibida bitapa bahuranga kujahi kokila gunjahi bhringa chali suhavani tribida bayari kama krusanu badavani hari rambhadika suranari nabina sakala asamasara kala pravina करहि गान बहुतान तरंगा बहुविधि क्रीडहि पानी पतंगा देखि सहाय मदन हर्षाना कीनेसि पुनि प्रपंच विधि नाना काम कला कछु मुनिनि मुनि न व्यापी निज भय डरेउ मनोभव पापी सीम की चापी सकई को उतासु बड़ रखवार रमापति जासु सहित सहाय सभीत अति मानिहारी मन मैन गहिसि जाई मुनि चरण तब कहीं सुठी आरत बैन सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भई सब संतन की जय. You know what happens to me, I'll tell you. Whenever I read, the whole prasanga comes to my mind. I start, visualizing that. That is how we should all actually read. Only then we will enjoy it to the core. So when that prasanga comes there, some of the interesting parts when it comes, my mind for a moment gets carried away by that, and sometimes because of that, I might make some mistakes while chanting. Please forgive me for that. Having said that, Tehi ashramihi madana jaba gayavu. Madana, Kamadeva, went to that ashrama. Nijamaya basanta niramayavu. Nijamaya, Nijamaya, he created such a great Maya around where already it is so beautiful. That is why Narada sat for meditation. But Nijamaya, he created, he made it much more beautiful. How did he make it beautiful? Kusumita bibida bitapa bahuranga. He created bahuranga, vivida, varieties of colors and styles and this one of flowers. In fact, I have a very small garden here, very beautiful flowers. You might see, these are all artificial flowers. I told earlier also, but you could see so many beautiful varieties. I feel very happy because I've got this small place and that such beautiful flowers are there. Imagine a heaven created by Kamadeva for Narada, which is already like a heaven, and then he still brings so many varieties of flowers. Kusumita bibida bitapa bahuranga kujahi ke kokila gunjahi bhringa. Kujahi kokila, the cuckoo birds, they keep singing. Bhringa, the bees keep humming. Look at that beautiful, you have to imagine that particular scenery. You have to imagine that particular situation. Like how a movie director, he sees the movie before he takes the, movie. Like that, you have to see the whole thing in your mind. Chali suhavani trividha bhayari kama krisanu badavani hari. Chali suhavani trivida bhayari. Trivida, three types of breeze flew. What is that? One is the cool breeze, soft breeze, and another one, breeze that also carries fragrant. Kama krisanu. All this, what happens? It brings so much, it kindles so much of love, so much of passion. Common man like you and me, human beings, our passion and our lust and all those feelings get kindled. Is it not? But nothing happened to our Naradji. Rambhadika suranari nabina sakala asamasara kala prabina. Even damsels like Ramba, Urvashi, Menaka, like that, they all were brought and they also, danced in front of Naradji. Sakala Asamasara Kala Pravina, they were all experts, pioneers in all kinds of kalas, all that were brought in front of Naradji. Karahi Gana Bahutana Taranga. All of them sang with lot of instruments, probably all that tabla, veena, sitar, all those you can imagine. For imagining, why do you can imagine everything, isn't it? Bahubidhi Kridahi, he also said, Bahubidhi, varieties of playful ways of things were brought. Pani Patanga, balls, they all played balls. So, a great place of entertainment was created by whom? Kamadeva. Dekhi Sahaya Madana Harashana. Madana, who created, he himself was delighted. Dekhi Sahaya Madana Harashana. Kinesi Puni Prapancha Vidhinana. Then lot of tricks also he tried to create. Somehow, yena kena prakarena, I have to disturb this guy's samadhi. That was only thought. Kamakala kachumuni hanabhyapi. But all the kamakala kachumuni nabhyapi. Nothing happened to Naradji. He was immersed in his own samadhi. Nija bhaya darevu mano bhava papi. Now the papi, who is a papi here? Kamadeva. Nija bhaya, he started becoming restless. He started feeling guilty. Why? Because he tried to disturb the penance, but the penance was not disturbed. When the penance is not disturbed, the power is very, very strong, and with that power, in case Naradji becomes angry, then Kamadeva is gone. Therefore, he became very, he thought, it is self-destruction. Seema ki chapi sakai koutasu bad rakhwar ramapati jasu. Bada Rakhavar, when the great God Ramapati Bhagavan Vishnu is his Lord and he is the greatest devotee of Bhagavan Sri Vishnu, who can come and bring distress to him? Who can come and who dare come and give disturbance to him? Nobody can do it. That is what he says. Seema ki chapi sakai koutasu. Who can do it? Badarakavara Ramapati Jasu. Sahita Sahaya Sabita Ati Manihari Manamaina. Then what happened? Kamadeva went and fell flat at the feet of Narada. And he surrendered unto him and confessed his defeat. He accepted and acknowledged his defeat, that Narada cannot be disturbed from his samadhi. Gahesi jai muni charanataba. He went and held tight Muni's feet, Narada's feet. Kahi suti arata baina. And then he addressed him. He spoke to him with all kinds of accent, arati baina. Meaning what? With all humility. He went and touched his feet. He held his feet. Not only touched, he held his feet and he surrendered himself. See, one thing we have to understand before concluding today's talk, I would like to say. To err is human. Right? Now the celestial beings, what we say, they have got that position because of their good deeds. But then Bhagavad Gita says, Kshine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. Once that good deeds account is over, you will again come back. Therefore, the more and more good deeds we do, the more and more purified we become. And with that purified mind, if we don't use that mind for gaining the knowledge of God, remember this. With that pure mind, we are all striving, we are all doing good things, good work we do. We might be doing puja, japa, sankirtana, all that we may do. But we have not focused on the purification of the mind, and with the purification of the mind, turn the mind towards Bhagavan and know Bhagavan. Now this is very important. K-N-O-W, know God. Only then you will have the knowledge of God. If you don't have knowledge of God, N-O, no God, then there is no God also. So, know God, then what? What is God? Peace. So, Gurudev very beautifully said, K-N-O-W, know God. Then, K-N-O-W, know peace. N-O, know God. N-O, no peace. So if you want peace, you must have the knowledge of God. For gaining the knowledge of God, the mind must be quiet. For the mind to be quiet, there must be no agitations. Agitations are the result of kama. Now think, athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Remember the shloka always. And the answer is kama eshaha, krodha eshaha, rajoguna samudbhavaha, maha ashanaha, maha papma vidhyenam iha vairinam. Kama and krodha are the only disturbance. They only bring agitation. They only bring the mind into pieces, not peace. Therefore, constantly remember Bhagavan. Constantly take the name of the Lord. Idle mind, devil's workshop. When you don't have work, take the name of the Lord. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Keep chanting. There is no place for the other things to come. Now we allow, why? We are unemployed, unemployable. We don't want to do what we are supposed to do. Then what to do? Then all mind gets so distracted, disturbed. Therefore, understand, we alone are the cause for our own disturbances, and we alone are the cause for our own peace of mind. Manaha eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Mind matters. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.